If you think you're keeping your confidential search confidential and a secret, you're absolutely kidding yourself. That is not how this actually works.
By the time I get a candidate on the phone, even for a quick screening, they've already figured out what the camp is. Like they look at the job description at every possible clue. Is it a gender? Is it a religious affiliation? What's the size? What's the general location? Probably can narrow it down to 3 camps. And then somehow they figure it out.
Yeah, people are fucking smart. Like, and also they want to know. They like, if you're applying to a job, you really, really want to know what job that is. And the camp industry is so small, everybody talks, everyone knows everything. They can piece together even the little tiny clues that you give them in your job description. Let's break it down. Why would a camp want to do a confidential search?
Yeah, I mean, I think I get it, right? Especially when you're in a camp and most of the time the camp director, executive director, they really run the show. So you can't have that gap. They're the face of the camp. Like they don't want a gap or a hole between this director and the next director. So what do you need to do? Recruit while that person is still in power.
Yeah.
And it can be rough.
You're basically saying, all right, I'm going to move on from this person. And in the meantime, let's go find the replacement quietly. Like, shh, let's like tiptoe around, you know? And that is stupid. Like, I think 9 times out of 10, your camp leader who's in the role finds out. Someone sends them an email, someone tips them off. They get a text that's like, yo, have you seen this? Is this you? And it sends them spiraling, right? The whole thing crumbles. So let's talk about the candidate side of this. When I see a confidential search, like sometimes I'm bopping around on LinkedIn, I see confidential searches pop up, and I'm like, who's applying to this? Like, it's so unappealing to be hidden by this wall of confidential. Candidates in this day and age really, really value transparency. It's number one. And they just literally ignore confidential searches.
I just think that when you talk to candidates on that first screening call, when you're maybe not telling where the camp is located or what the camp name is, the candidate's often like, cool, I'm interested. Sounds right up my alley, but like, let's touch base again once you can tell me where the camp is. So like, they're
Yeah.
just waiting.
So you're going to tell candidates within the first like meeting, like the ones you like, you're going to tell them almost right away because you have to build trust with them. You're not going to post it because you don't want the world to know, but you are going to let like your short list of candidates know. And guess what?
Right.
Those people talk. Everyone's talking. So your camp director's going to find out anyway. I think you got to find a better way. We understand why you want to go confidential, but ultimately you're kind of skirting like the hard part of this, which is go have a tough conversation with your camp executive
Right.
and talk to them, right? Give
Right.
them the shitty news that you're moving on, respect them, do it with dignity, and make a request to have them stick around for some sort of transition period.
Yeah. I was working at Google a few years back and I was laid off along with like many recruiters. I was in corporate recruiting. And it's not so different, right? Like they gave me a runway. I think there's this fear that the person's going to be so upset, they're just going to quit and they're going to hate us and they're going to talk badly about us. But in reality is they don't have a paycheck yet. They haven't even started their job search. And we can just do business just like any other corporate company. And you give a severance or a runway and you keep paying them until you find somebody new.